Ever burnt your miso marinade while your pork stayed raw inside? I'm about to completely flip everything you might know about cooking miso marinated pork. For a printable version of this recipe, visit my website, just Google miso pork statue to find me. First, pat the bone-in chops dry with kitchen paper. Moisture is the enemy of good marinade penetration. Now, grab a fork and pierce the surface on both sides. Make sure to give the fat edge a few extra pokes while you're at it. Then run the tip of your knife between the fat cap and the meat. Now, let me tell you something about pork cuts while we're working here. When I was developing this recipe, I tried everything. Tenderloin, thinner lean pork chops, pork belly, shoulder, spare ribs, you name it. The winners? These thick bone-in pork chops and spare ribs. The bone keeps the meat juicy and you get the perfect balance of fat and meat that plays beautifully with miso marinade. Next up, we're going to pound the pork until it's approximately 2 centimeters thick. That's about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, these look good, so let's set them aside for a minute while we mix our marinade. Grab a bowl and whisk together 3 tablespoons of yellow awase miso, 2 tablespoons of sake, 1 tablespoon of light brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of grey apple, 1 tablespoon of water, 2 teaspoons of toasted sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of mirin, 1 teaspoon of grated garlic, and 1 teaspoon of grated ginger. Give it a good whisk to make sure everything is combined beautifully so the marinade coats every ingredient evenly. As always, all ingredients and exact measurements for this recipe can be found in the description box below. Next, I'm going to place my pork chops into a large sealable freezer bag along with 4 shiitake mushrooms cups, 4 halved spears of asparagus, and about half a carrot cut into batons. Add your marinade and then press out all the air. We want intimate contact here and massage until every nook and cranny is coated. And speaking of swaps, if you need to make substitutions, honey can stand in for the brown sugar, grated pear for the apple, and dry white wine or dry sherry for the sake. Lay the bag flat in the fridge for about 4 hours. After your 4-hour wait, preheat your oven to 120 degrees Celsius or about 250 degrees Fahrenheit and line a sheet pan with parchment paper. Lay those miso marinated chops right in the center. Then scatter the shiitake, asparagus and carrot sticks around them in a single layer. Now here's where I do things completely different from traditional recipes. Let me explain why I chose this method. Roasting first at the gentle heat brings the interior up to a safe temp without forcing out those precious juices. Only after the center is perfect do we hit the skillet, so the sear can focus purely on browning because let's face it, miso is extremely easy to burn and the pork has to be cooked all the way through. Basically, I combine this modern Western method with Japanese flavor to get the best of both worlds. This reverse-sear method lets the Maillard reaction happen in a controlled window while avoiding undercooked pork. Juicy center, nice brown edge, zero drama. That's my goal for this recipe. Slide that tray into the preheated oven and roast for 35 minutes. When that 35-minute timer goes off, we're going to take the pork out and crank the oven up to 220 degrees Celsius. While you're waiting for it to reach temperature, we'll sear those chops to perfection. Pour some neutral oil into a large frying pan and heat it over medium heat until it's nice and hot. We're talking properly preheated here. If your pan isn't big enough and you need to sear each chop individually like I did, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't take long. We only want to brown the surface, not cook it any further. The meat's already cooked from the gentle oven roast. Once your pan is fully heated, sear the first side for 4 minutes, flip and sear the second side for another minute. By the way, if you love miso flavor, I think you also love my miso glazed salmon recipe. Check the description for more related recipes. Transfer those beautifully seared chops to a plate and cover them with oil for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, your oven should be preheated by now, so return the tray of vegetables to the oven for another 8-10 minutes. You'll know they're ready when the shiitake caps blister, the asparagus tips turn bronze, and those carrot edges look candy sweet. Time for the grand finale. Unwrap those chops and arrange them with the roasted vegetables. Now for the finishing touches. This is where you can really make it your own. I like to add finely sliced shiso leaves for that fresh herbal boost, a bit of yuzu or lemon zest depending on the season, and a sprinkle of shichimi togarashi for some heat. And there you have it, miso marinated pork chops that combine the perfect Japanese flavor profile with modern cooking methods. I hope you enjoyed my take. Want even more delicious recipes? Grab my free cookbook from the link in the description. Okay, let's go over the ingredients one more time. And if you're ready to cook, grab the written instructions by clicking the full recipe box with a picture that's about to pop up on your screen. Here we go, the link to the full recipe is on the screen for you now, and if you want to watch more similar videos, don't miss my miso recipe playlist popping up on your screen as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.